door, just near their house. Did you notice that the newspaper never covered the approval of the new historic building on Ninth? The one that we just said years ago because they got the first a 3 or 4 story extension. That's not in the paper.
So whereabouts?
I mean, I looked in the next
Which one?
several
First one?
days because I thought it would have really been a really dramatic story with renderings and all, or history, or trying to recreate,
Very good.
maybe. Yeah, I have done that before. Yeah. Maybe they'll say I missed it. Possible too. I do get the paper. Huh? I do get it.
Presentations. So. The chair either.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the August 11, 2020 Planning Commission meeting. I am calling this meeting to order tonight. I need approval of the minutes for July 14, 2020 and July 28, 2020.
So moved. Support?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Communications from the audience for items that are not listed on the agenda. The public can come forward at this time to comment on anything that's not on the agenda. No? All right, new business. Letter A, rezone 1002 Lincoln Avenue and 188 East 40th Street from the PUD district to the C2 district. Diamond Z Engineering and True North Energy are the applicant. Mark, would you like the applicant to come forward first?
Yes.
Or did you need to say something?
Yeah. I think it'd be appropriate for the applicant to give a rundown of the request here. And actually, they have the second item on new business is also associated with the rezoning request, and that's for site plan review for a gas station convenience store. So certainly staff can weigh in with comments, et cetera, after they present.
All right.
And I guess I just wonder, and we can ask here, as we discussed at the study session, we did get word yesterday from the applicant that they were interested in having this item removed from the agenda or tabled until the next meeting. And I guess it'd be
We
nice to
talked about
clarify that.
Yeah, at this.
All right. Can you state your name
Yes.
and address, please?
Hello, my name is Rick Turner. I'm with Diamond Z Engineering, Cleveland, Ohio. We had talked about tabling, but we thought we'd go ahead since we've gotten this far and go ahead and present our case. We know that staff has some concerns about what we're presenting, but we thought, well, let's go ahead and go to Planning Commission. We can talk about what
All
we're
right.
thinking of doing.
Sounds good.
So I'm here representing True North Energy. True North Energy is a company that recently moved into this part of the state, having acquired a number of stations, primarily from Schmuckel Oil. Is that correct? This particular site is a vacant lot, and they've acquired that, and they're looking to develop it.
Mhm.
So, we talked about that in study session a couple of months ago, I think, online, and now here we are in person. The first thing we wanted to do is just run a quick video to tell you a little bit more about True North, since you wouldn't know anything about them since they're new to the area.
True North was founded in 1999 when the family-owned Leyden Company formed an equity joint venture with Shell Oil Company. The Leyden Company, now known as True North Holdings, has been in business for over 100 years, with both the third and fourth generation leading the growth and development. True North now has over 140 company-operated stores and 185 dealer stores. We represent Shell in various major metropolitan areas across Ohio, Michigan, as well as the Chicagoland area. As a company that is now over 100 years old, I am proud to be the CEO and continue to build upon the culture formed by generations before me. We are proud of the culture we have and pride ourselves in being involved in the communities we serve. When we go to a community and invest, we want to be an asset to those communities. While our developments are accretive to tax revenue, provide construction and retail jobs, we also pride ourselves on ensuring our developments fit within the communities we are entering. We keep our stores well maintained, well landscaped, safe and inviting. We are proud to provide both fuel and convenience offerings to the residents of the community we are privileged to serve. We look forward to serving you, and hopefully your community can be the home of our future True North development.
True North is highly selective when choosing the home of each of our gasoline and convenience developments, using community attractiveness and strategic fit with its brands as the selection criteria. The True North brand is positioned as a premium brand, which aspires to achieve quality through all we deliver. The materials used to construct the facilities, overall appearance inside and out, fuel and convenience products provided, and great staff deliver fast, friendly, and clean service to each of our guests. True North's latest prototype features a 4,200 square foot contemporary building, primarily composed of natural materials, utilizing brick and limestone on all sides. The fueling forecourt usually includes 6 to 8 gasoline dispensing units with the ability to fuel 12 to 16 vehicles simultaneously, covered with Shell's globally recognized, modern but clean canopy image. Clean LED lighting is used on both the interior and exterior of the facility. All surfaces are composed of concrete with no asphalt used on site. We use strong, often more expensive materials in our developments, but believe the additional investment up front pays for itself in terms of delivering a representative identity over the long term. Accordingly, we are proactive related to maintenance and capital reinvestment. We also have a philosophy of keeping our locations contemporary and relevant. As we speak, we are completely remodeling sites we built new less than 10 years ago.
Through its company operation, True North provides fuel and convenience retailing to guests at approximately 140 locations, while providing fuel to another 185 independent dealer locations. Through all of the knowledgeable, hardworking, and dedicated employees, we offer each guest fast, friendly, and clean stores. We operate our True North locations with our own staff, not through franchisees or independent operators like some national or international convenience store chains. This allows us to maintain a high bar related to standards, policies, procedures, and control of our operations. We have a script for nearly every square foot of what should be in our stores and how it should look, down to the backroom informational tack boards. This culture ensures we are successful in delivering on our brand promise. Our stores are adequately staffed and the staff are well trained, always delivering what we call a true GX, or guest experience. It is quite amazing to see some of the loyal relationships that develop between our staff and the guests and the communities where they work.
Let me show you around the store. We offer a wide variety of gourmet, premium, true brew coffee and cappuccino with a full assortment of creamers, so you can make it just like you do at home. We have 20 flavors on the fountain lineup with chunky and chewy ice in either a plastic or foam cup, whichever you prefer. We also have a wide assortment of other refreshments, including your favorite traditional or craft beers in our North Pole Beer Cave. If you need a sandwich, you could always find something which hits the spot in our grab-and-go cooler. And our restrooms are not your typical gas station restrooms. With tile throughout and always kept clean, we even earn Mom's approval.
Okay, thank you, Mark. So that shows you a little more about True North Energy. And True North is interested in this site just as, you know, a way of expanding their market and expanding into a good area like Holland, Michigan. I know we've been through staff review on this, and I know there've been some pluses and some negatives. Probably the biggest negative was some reticence at having truck fueling at this facility. When we look at a piece of property, and this piece of property in particular, looking at the size of it and its proximity to US 31 and proximity to the center of town, you know, we know that there's going to be passenger vehicles and there's going to be truck vehicles. This site would be set up with a canopy that has 8 pumps on it for fueling auto trucks, you know, pickup trucks, and then a truck canopy where we would fuel up to 3 diesel trucks. So 3 at a time, and you know, it's not a big truck stop. It's about providing services for the vehicles that are already in the area, and we think that we've got it right sized for what we want to do. And then the video went on quite a bit about what's happening in the convenience store, items that, you know, people in the neighborhood would be looking for, people who are, you know, traveling locally or even traveling distances could be looking for, you know, refreshment there. So we like to think that the site that we are providing with the architecture, with the landscaping, with the kind of lighting that we're putting in, would provide a nice facility for that piece of property. It's set back quite a ways from the road on all sides, and it's got a lot of green space, especially because of the amount that's kind of lumped into this on the corner. There's a big vision triangle on the corner that makes it all look very green also. We're talking about adding a sidewalk. We agreed with that on 40th Street. So I think the items that we're talking about doing there all make good sense. Just to run down a quick list of the items. Well, I don't want to steal your thunder on staff report. Staff was citing a number of items. We already mentioned the truck fueling. They wanted us to renovate 40th Street to put a dedicated left turn lane in onto Lincoln. And we agree that that would be a good idea. Street trees along along 40th Street may be disturbed by the addition of the sidewalk, so we would replace those trees. There's about 5 trees there now, and that would be easy to replace. The entrance off of Lincoln, there was a request to put a pork chop in it, and that would keep people from turning left out of there onto Lincoln. And you know, we think that we can get that worked out. Lincoln Avenue approach, they don't want to have delivery trucks there, so we can sign that and instruct the delivery people that come to our site periodically, so they would know that they need to enter off of 40th. Sidewalk, I already mentioned that. Public easement for the pathway that is along Lincoln. We could abide by that. And then additional landscaping on the yard facing 40th Street. And I don't know if you normally do any sort of fencing in a situation like that, but a low fence might be appropriate. You know, we'd be open to talking about that, or additional landscaping along there in addition to those street trees to try to provide a buffer, because we realize there is residential on that side. And we want to be a good neighbor, as much as we can on that. I think that's all I've got right at this point.
Okay. I'm going to leave it open for commission members to ask you questions, if that's okay.
Sure.
Anybody have any questions for the applicant?
I do.
Yes.
Now, you went down the list and said, dedicated left turn lane, you don't have a problem with that. Trees on, was it trees on 40th?
40th, yeah.
40th, you don't have a problem with that. The pork chop entrance on Lincoln, not a problem with that. No delivery on, coming in on Lincoln, not a problem with that. Sidewalk, no problem. Additional 40th landscaping, not a problem. The one thing that I didn't hear a issue with or not an issue with was the truck fueling
The
piece of
truck
that.
fueling.
Yeah.
And when we looked at this site and, we decided, what we needed to do to make the economics work for, buying this piece of property and constructing a station, the presence of the truck fueling adds to those numbers that make the project economically viable.
Is it not viable for you without the truck fueling?
And that's why we're getting ready to table, because we wanted to figure that out. We certainly want to move forward with the truck fueling. If we find that, we can't, get approval for that, we might lick our wounds and regroup and give some thought to it, but it's not something that we would want to admit to doing right here at this meeting, because it's that serious for us.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? No? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this time, Mark, do we need to do separate public hearings, or can I do them together? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you can hold one public hearing
One,
for both.
okay.
Yep.
All right. So on these two items concerning this property, at this time, I will open the public hearing. If anybody from the public would like to come forward about this item, you can do so at this time. Yep. Come right ahead. State your name and address.
I'm sorry, I'm going to. I forgot about our,
Cleaning the podium.
cleaning protocol here.
Is that in your job description, Mark?
It is tonight. So,
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. All right, hello.
Hi.
My name is Brenda, and I live on Lincoln Avenue. I would be kitty corner from this building. There's two truck stops, one on 16th Street and one on M40, and neither one of those are anywhere near a residential area for a good reason. Building, and I know there's a few diesel fuel pumps, but it's still a truck stop, right? So building a truck stop at the location of Lincoln and 40th Street would increase the danger level for the residents of this neighborhood by 100%. Lincoln Avenue is already at its maximum for high traffic in a residential neighborhood. I can barely get on my driveway as it is, and getting into my driveway, people use that middle turn lane as a passing lane and honk at me for not going fast enough. And I don't drive slow. I have driven the ambulance for 25 years, so I've learned to drive like a NASCAR racer. I can't imagine what it'd be like to safely get in and out of my driveway with that much of an increase in traffic. The people who live right across the street from this area, they might as well forget it and get curbside pickup, because I can't ever picture them trying to get out of their driveway. I've seen my share of accidents in 25 years as a paramedic, and big trucks, I take off slow, and if it's not the truck taking a chance, it's a car taking a chance trying to get in front of that slow-moving truck as fast as they can get out. So both sides take chances on that. So increased traffic brings increased accidents, bottom line. I see children playing on 40th Street, right in that backfield area of what they're talking about. They play back there, they ride their bikes, they're running and playing tag over there. I see families walking up and down the streets and moms pushing babies in their strollers. And I myself take runs in the morning and I walk in the evenings. And it would increase traffic, not just for part of the day, it would be day and night, because trucks go 24 hours. So in Ludington, they put a truck shipping company up the road from a residential area, and a little boy was riding his bike, and the speed limit was only 25 miles an hour, and that's what this semi was traveling. And he struck the child on the bike and killed him right in front of his mother. So this is a good reason why big trucks should be nowhere near residences. And the highway is big, it's long. Build a truck stop where there's no houses nearby, like the truck stops on 16th and M40. Bringing a truck stop right in the middle of a residential area it's a horrible idea. It's putting residents at high risk as pedestrians and vehicle occupants. I pay a good amount of property taxes, and I'd like to know that my daughter's safety, my safety, and the safety of my fellow neighborhood residents is being valued. Please keep us safe and don't allow a truck stop to be built here. There are many other safer options available, more safer areas. Thank you for your time.
Rhonda, you said you live on Lincoln,
Yes.
so that would be just kind of like right down from this property?
Kitty corner, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I think.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Public hearing is still open on this item if you'd like to come forward at this time. No? Okay. Now, Mark, we are keeping the public hearing on this item open? Correct. Okay.
I was going to say, before you close the public hearing, I have a motion, actually two of them, that I'd like to make.
Well, we'll leave the public hearing open, and then you can still make a motion.
All right.
Right? Or
Yep,
any discussion?
Before you close it, before you close the public hearing, I wanted to make sure we had the opportunity to make that motion, those
Yep.
motions. And it's that, the motion is that we table both of these items until the next regular meeting of the Planning Commission.
Oh, okay.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Okay. Mark, do you have that down for both of these items?
Yes, so it'd
We
be
are tabling them
tabling to the next meeting, I believe, is September 8th,
September 8th.
I believe.
All right.
Yep, September 8th.
All right, awesome. Thank you, True North, for coming. There's quite a few of you that came today. Thanks for coming in, and we will see you back on September 8th. All right, next item on the agenda here. Letter C is site plan review amendment for 159 South River Avenue for a 5-story mixed-use building. Dennis Jacobs and Midwest Construction are the applicant. And the applicant is ready to go.
I am. Hi, Dennis Jacobs, developer for Towers on River, 159 South River, and Mike Corby, Integrated Architecture.
Great.
Basically, we presented at the work session a couple weeks ago. Basically, the amendment involves the changes from what was almost entirely residential with 36 units and a little bit of retail space on the ground floor. Now we've expanded the retail space on the ground floor. We've converted the entire floor above the parking garage to all commercial. That's already spoken for. We've got a tenant for that, or actually a buyer for that space. It's going to be a dental group. And that means we have 3 floors of towers now instead of 4, and reduces the number of units to 27, down from 36. Yeah,
And we've been working through Jenna on some of the particulars. I think her staff report's pretty detailed, so if you have any specific questions, we'll be available to answer them, but I think we've kind of addressed all of her comments.
Any questions from commission members?
Excuse me, I have a question. There were some suggestions under the conditions of approval section. One dealt with maintaining a 6-foot wide public sidewalk around the north, south, and west sides of the building. 8-foot wide sidewalk would be preferred where possible. Have you had a chance to look at that suggestion?
Can you come to the microphone and state your name, please, for the record?
Guy in the back room knows the answer. Hi, Dave Heisingate, Integrated Architecture. Yes, there's at least a 6-foot sidewalk around. I think there's some green space on South River already with some plantings. And then the north and south sidewalks would also be at least 6 feet and probably more on the south for some cafe seating.
Okay. There was another suggestion about the construction. Staff encourages the applicant and those responsible for construction to consider lane closures along 6th Street as opposed to River Avenue because of the heavy volumes of traffic on River Avenue. Have you had a chance to look at that recommendation?
Yeah, so just on 6th, not on River at all?
Well, that's what the staff report says. It says, I'm reading it exactly what it says. Staff encourages the applicant and those responsible for the construction to consider lane closures along 6th Street as opposed to River Avenue. Traffic volumes along River Avenue in this segment are very high, and any lane closures proposed for River Avenue will have significant ripple effects on traffic through the downtown.
Yeah, obviously, we've talked it through, we've considered it. Obviously, we want 6th Street, to close 6th Street would be our preference too. We're gonna put a crane on at this point, it looks like we're gonna put a crane, set up a crane on the Spool-Off property right next to, which would be, what, the southeast quadrant there. So most of the lifting and crane work will be done from there. So if there's anything to close down River at all, it might be, very temporary at most, like for demolition or, because the building is so close to the property line. So we might have to, put some cones up or something, but it would be temporary. It wouldn't be any plan to shut down River for any length of time at all, no.
Sounds good. Yeah, it'd be more for safety than anything.
Yes, exactly. Trust me, I drive up and down River a lot too, we all do. So,
Yeah.
And I mean, we've considered that from the beginning, really, and how we're gonna logistically, handle everything. Matter of fact, one of the partners here is probably gonna be doing a lot of the crane work, and we've kind of had that conversation already, so.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Lynn?
At the last meeting, there was some concern about how you were going to address the entrance to the parking lot from 7th Street. You were talking about a gate or not a gate, so
Right,
where
and
did
I
you
think-
land on that?
Yeah, we've kind of, again, we've gone back and forth about that, and what we've landed on now is, no gate. We're probably gonna put a sign up saying, that this is exclusive parking or whatever, restricted parking, and go with that. And we'll have to probably do some monitoring for a period of time to make sure that people honor that, but basically the idea of a gate, we've pretty much put that aside. Because obviously that could create a stacking issue and
Exactly,
things like
yeah.
that, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions for the applicant? I have a general question, and honestly, I don't know if you can answer this or Mark, but are there standards on having mirrors so that the cars can see the pedestrians coming down the sidewalks?
I don't think that there are any standards. I know that they are used in some
Mm-hmm.
situations around town.
I'm just thinking the
It's-
high pedestrian area
Yeah.
through there and a lot of the traffic and people coming in and out of the parking ramp or parking garage.
It could be a good thing for them to look into, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great. Anyone else? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
At this time, I will open a public hearing on this item. If anyone would like to come forward to speak on this. Did you wipe off the podium, Mark?
You're right.
Mark.
That's
Squirt,
why we're
squirt.
all here. We're all working together. It's a team effort.
Yep.
Please state your name and address.
Hi, my name is Derek Van Duzen. I live at 26 West 6th. So Dennis, we haven't met, but I will be your direct next door neighbor. So, and I know that your plan for your building has already been approved based on the original plans. And I just saw the revised plans. So my only concern really, I approved the project. I really like the idea as a direct neighbor and for that neighborhood, better than an empty block. My main concern would be the massing of the revised plan with the second floor offices, because I think in the original plan, on the east side, there was a 15-foot concrete wall on the east side of the building. And I think on the revised plan, there's now probably a 30-foot concrete wall all along the east side of the building. Does that sound about right?
Mark, do you have that information? Was there a concern of the concrete wall?
Yeah, so there's a concern. The original plan was that there was a setback above the first floor for a green roof, and now it's moved up to the second floor. So basically what you're looking at on the east side there is a 30-foot high solid concrete wall on the east side of the building.
And that's facing you?
Well, it is facing me, yes.
Okay.
So that's a concern. And also just because of the massing and the shade and the sight lines would be a concern of mine.
Okay.
And aside from that, I don't have any other concerns. I just worried, obviously, about, you talked about the construction issues and the road closures, so I'd like to have that addressed as well, so.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Mark, can you speak to that, or that was just a change? Applicant? It's a 30-foot high concrete wall.
It is. It's on the property line, so it has to be a fire-rated wall, so we don't have any choice. We can't put any windows in it. It has to have a fire rating. And it's an urban condition, any building that goes on the property line. I think the thing that we don't have to do that we are doing is we are setting back once it gets above that 30-foot wall, because technically we could build right up to that property line.
Okay.
So
And
at least
did it used to be 15?
When it was probably more like 18.
Okay.
When we didn't have the second floor as office.
I see. Okay. All right. Thank you. Anyone else from the public to speak on this item? No? Okay, I would close the public hearing. Any questions, comments from commission members? Very quiet.
Looking for a motion?
Yeah.
Sounds like we're ready for a motion. Let's see, motion to approve the site plan as proposed with conditions and to grant the applicant the one requested setback waiver.
Support.
All those in favor? State
Yes.
aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Sounds good.
Second motion. You want a motion?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I don't have that on here.
Motion to approve the OPR requesting relief from section 39-128. B3, requirement for transparent glass at the pedestrian level to use obscure glass to screen the vehicles from sight on public sidewalks.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. All right. Now we are all set. Thank you very much for coming in.
We look forward to tearing down the existing building and getting started.
Yes.
Thank you.
Communications and petitions. Scheduling of public hearings. There is nothing listed. Communications from commission members. And communications from staff. Mallory, you have anything to tell us? No? Mark? Any communications? You're good? Motion for adjournment.
I move that we adjourn.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Anybody opposed? No. Got it. Have a great night.